All right, so in court today, there were several activists who came out to show support for you. The court was otherwise busy. They, of course, ran through the rest of the cases in the court, basically, with the exception of one or two people.
Yeah, there was a guy who failed to register his dog, get his dog a license here in Keene.
Really?
Yeah, and
that was so sad.
He didn't pay the $40 fine or whatever for getting his dog registered in Keene.
What did he get, the guillotine?
His dog is dead.
Oh, this was the worst part about what happened up there.
They don't care. They want their money.
This was the worst part about what happened up there, just obviously an aside from your case. But yeah, this is one of the guys who was on before you. And what they were doing this morning, for the most part, were arraignments, where, arraignment is where somebody comes in, they usually plead guilty or not guilty, but in most cases they will just plead guilty and pay the fine or pay the fee. And, of course, we have a don't take the plea deal outreach here, which encourages people to not take the plea deal and instead to go to trial, as you have done, Derek J., and many other activists have, as I will be doing in about 10 days from today for some ridiculous identification-related so-called crimes. But this guy was actually, I heard him talking because I was sitting nearby him in the courtroom, so I heard him chatting with one of his friends in the courtroom, and so I knew before he came up there that he was there on the unregistered dog charge. And I had heard him tell this guy that the dog is dead. And so, therefore, you'd think that you'd be able to get out of something like that, right? Like if
you'd think,
if you go to trial and you present evidence that the dog is in fact dead, then they would not be able to assess the fine.
Whoa! When did the dog die?
Well, maybe it would come down to that. I don't know, but it sounded like initially he was going to not take the plea. And this was revealed in his appearance up in front of the court. His initial talk with the prosecutor was that he wasn't going to plead guilty because, well, his dog was dead, and so therefore how could he possibly owe the money on this fine? But ultimately, when he finally got up there to the defendant's table, the pressure of court, was weighing down on him, and nobody wants to go back and sit in court for another 3 hours waiting to actually have their case called.
Right, because this guy had to wait about 2 hours to be called, so I'm sure he's thinking about it, mulling it over in his mind while he's waiting, saying, why don't I just pay the $40?
That's what he did.
I won't have to come back here again.
He got up there, he told him, he sort of was like, up on the stage, if you will, the court, that he wasn't real sure, and then he just went, screw it, I'll just pay the thing. What do I owe you? That kind of thing. And then
you?
Yeah.
So. You don't owe them anything. They're a bunch of thieves. How much money to get you stinking thieves off my back?
Well, he was saying...
Oh, I'm sorry. Is that contempt for the court? Because I've got nothing but contempt for you people. My dog's dead, and you want money for a license for it.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, Your Honor. I'll give you the money for the dog if you put the tag on its neck. You go and you bury Fluffy and you put the tag on its neck. I'll pay for it just to watch.
Wow.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Okay.
I mean, it's disgusting.
Tell us how you really feel.
I felt really bad for the guy.
It's awful.
It looked like he was going to cry.
Yeah, that sucks, man. You don't want to get up there and think about your dead dog. That's not cool.
Besides that, they added an extra fee. He was ready to pay $40 or whatever it was.
I thought Burke reduced it or something like that.
No, they added $4. Like it wasn't petty enough that he was up there for a dead dog. Wow. They added $4 to his fine because it really
matters. I don't
matters.
know the specifics of this, but I mean, I almost have a difficult time believing that Burke would have done this. I really do.
I thought they reduced it from $40 to $25. Maybe I just wasn't paying close enough attention.
I thought it was 40 to 44. I thought they increased it, but we'll see.
Well,
the video
regardless,
will come out.
One example of
yet
another victim of the court system.
Yeah.
Free Talk Live, 7 nights a week from 7 to 10 Eastern, live on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.